good. The Greek, the rascal, Jimmy. Okay. So Pete Rozelle, we have this meeting. Even some of these people have heard this story. We tell anecdotes for 30 minutes. And then finally, Pete said, gentlemen, I'd like to ask you a favor on the NFL today. Please don't use -3, +7, -10. And I'm going back, and I said, that's the meaning of gambling on football. What do we... And the Greek comes up with the checkboard.
The checkboard, right. And the intangibles. So always look to see which team got the intangibles, right?
So here we are on a Thursday night in July. How disappointed are you guys in the Lions? Well, they turned it over 4 times? Holy Toledo. Come on, like you grew up a Lion fan.
I didn't grow up. I live there now. I get to see it firsthand.
You took the under on the Lions. That's what you're saying.
I have the Lions in the over. That doesn't work, you know?
Time out there. No, did you see Brent on the Football Line in America on the pregame? Maria Taylor had him throw it to break, and he said, oh, it's going to be a great game. All that is. And by the way, the Lions are favored by 1.
There we go.
When you talk the word rascal, the all-time rascal right here.
I
Right?
tell you, it was unbelievable. Every time we'd get to the NFC Championship, we did the NFC, I'd make sure that the Greek got me the spread for the Super Bowl.
And you would say it
put it on.
You'd be the first guy to always say it.
Say it on the air, and I knew I was going to be in trouble Monday. Whatever.
And you're getting us in trouble right now.
No,
I'm just saying, we got the Hall of Fame rooted. In all seriousness, Brent, the rise of the National Football League.
Unbelievable.
You saw it, you were there, and we even go back to the days before you were in TV, radio, back to your print days. And you were there when Joe Namath made the guarantee poolside Super Bowl III.
We went to see a coach up at the hotel. They were living in Fort Lauderdale. And the bellman was about half dozen of us, writers from Cleveland, Detroit, New York. He said, well, Joe Namath's out at poolside. I said, what? So, boom, we walk out to the pool, and there he is, signing autographs, talking to fans. Well, you can't get within 2 blocks of anybody in the Super Bowl right now. Even your day in Pontiac, when the Bengals were in there, I remember we had a trouble. This is a great story. Anything going on important here?
Hooker had a gain of 2.
There's the
stopped on 4th down. Chargers ball. There's the
Chargers ball. There it is. That's Ray Sons in a brown sweater next to me. Okay.
We're going to hear the story on the other side of the break. If you want to take us to the break, go right ahead.
You are watching the Hall of Fame game on NBC.
NBC and Peacock going to kick off the season. New Mexico at Michigan. I can't say big house while you're here, Brent, so give me a little big house. Wait, please. Come on.
You are looking live at the big house.
You'll be doing that
Saturday night prime time.
voice of the great Brent Musburger, 50 years in TV and radio, being honored with the Pete Rozelle Award this Hall of Fame weekend. Brent's going to tell you the story of one of the great moments in the NFL, that he was right there poolside momentarily. New quarterback DJ Uiagalelei for the Chargers. And penalty marker comes down as he gives it to Patterson for a couple of yards. All right, Brent, as we sort this out, tell us the story. Here's Bill Vinovich.
Face mask. Offense number 34. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Tell us the Namath Guarantee story.
So we go out to poolside, and you saw the fans getting an autograph, and there was a half dozen of us there. And it was very matter of fact. I want you to know, when he said it, it became in the newspapers the next day and over the weekend, this loud statement headline. That's not what he said. He was more matter of fact. But he did look at us and say, we're going to win the game. Pause, I guarantee it. Okay, now? Okay, so we were kind of blown away by the fact that we were poolside with Joe Namath, okay, 2 days before the game. I mean, and I will tell you, since the Greek and the oddsman, my friends in the desert, had made the Colts an 18-point favorite.
I know.
I will tell you that I think that game did more to bring everybody together for the merger than any single game because of what he said. Right?
Yeah, no question. But did you have any idea how iconic that moment was when you were a part of it?
No, not really. Chris, I was kind of blown away. I covered Super Bowl I as a newspaper man. And by the way, speaking of my old friend Pete Rozelle, I still have 2 tickets to Super Bowl I in a box in Montana that I couldn't give away. I think they were $25 a piece.
I'll see them.
Okay? I mean, now they're scalping them. Oh, never mind.
You know what? Since you're about to get us in trouble again, I'm going to go to a couple of guys who kept you out of trouble. Melissa's got a couple of Brent's former partners. Melissa.
Sure do. They're all smiles down here. We have Dan Fouts and Coach Dick Vermeil, and you know Brent very well.
Oh, yeah, I know him well.
First of all, how deserving is he of this honor?
Well, I think if you put his body of work as a broadcaster, there probably has no equal. Really. Yeah, he was spectacular in whatever he did, and he could do it so spontaneously. You could call him up 5 minutes for a dog fight, and he could do a beautiful broadcast. He could. He was spectacular.
And Dan, I want to get your best Brent story.
Well, I know I speak for millions of Brent fans around the world, and of course of the famous movie, The Waterboy, which we're still waiting for our nomination for the Oscar. When I say the immortal words of, "Shut up, Brent."
Fauci.
That's it.
Fauci. The best.
Listen, I got to follow up my man.
Yes,
Fauci.
go ahead.
Good.
We were working with Adam Sandler on Waterboy, and I asked for a script. And he said, no, you and Dan just ad-lib like you do a football game. So Brent got carried away like he does, and I'm rambling off, and Fouts goes, "Shut up, Brent." And I figure that's on the cutting room. It winds up in the movie, and now my wife says it all the time. Marlene says, "Shut up, Brent." Got me in deep trouble, I'll tell you.
That's a touchback here. Brent, it's an honor to be sitting next to you in the booth. You are an inspiration for so many of us. So glad you get this honor. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So great to be with you.
Love being with you,
good to
too.
see you.
And your partners there, Mr. Vermeil, Mr. Fouts, the Gold Jackets. We have all these guys honored.
Thanks, everybody. It was
to have you
great.
with us. The great Brent Musburger, everyone. We'll be back right after this.
I fight for Hawaii. To unite this island. I have seen things that our gods cannot explain. If there's no peace, I will face my enemy. And I will take it.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, and getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
I'm not really one for the spotlight, but there is some gravy to be had. You know, I always seem to get primo parking. But you don't have to be a VIP to get more than just savings with Geico. Every customer gets tip-top service with 24/7 fast, friendly claim support.
I never do this, but could I get a picture?
Yeah, it's not like you run into animal celebrities every day.
Stop. It's Doug the Pug. Doug.
I stand corrected.
I literally never do this.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
I think the show this year is quite amazing. So genuine talent. You look like a star. Literally is explosive.
What's going to happen today?
I want you to walk out there with your head held high. Here we go.
Are you guys ready to see some talent?
America's Got Talent, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Earlier today, the building of a new KeyBank Center at the Pro Football Hall of Fame was announced. So it's a new 19,000 square foot facility, going to incorporate a glass system, opening a turf field here at the hall, along with meeting space, a full kitchen, and a dining area. It is set to host events during Enshrinement Weekend in a couple of years in 2027. That announced today. Looking forward to that. Down the road. 27-7. Chargers on top. Lions have turned it over 4 times. Couple by Kyle Allen, the quarterback, with 3 interceptions. Hendon Hooker has been in here for the last couple of drives. A couple of completions in his 4 attempts. A lot of handoffs to Jabari Small. Took it to the 26 with the ball. Seems to come out, able to fight it away from Eric Rodgers. And the Lions will keep it. Chris, let's dive in here on Hendon Hooker. Terrific career at first Virginia Tech, then Tennessee, tears his ACL. Lions take a bit of a surprise in the 3rd round, has not played much in what is now his 3rd season.
Yeah, he was telling us that in college he played about 10% of his snaps under center. High school about 30%, but it's such a big part of the Detroit Lions offense because of the way they run the football, right? I mean, we've seen them throw it quite a bit out here, but if the Detroit Lions are going to be what we're used to with Ben Johnson and this offense, it is all going to start with the running game. So you get your quarterback under center, many more options for Jared Goff and company to be able to run all the plays that they've been running. And it's just a question, honestly, can Hendon Hooker fit into that? You know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but if you can imagine all 4 wide receivers split on the field as far out as they could possibly be.
As he scrambles here, takes off, bumped out of bounds at the 34-yard line as he continues to try to read it and look for the throw and then take off.
And that's right, and that's what he did in college. He would see the receivers and then throw it. In this offense, a lot of option routes, different things where the timing has to be, the ball has to be thrown before the break is actually made. And when you have that kind of offense, it's different. And so how many reps can he get in the preseason here to try and just catch him up to that system?
It's Small on the ground. Winning the game. Hooker was the number 2 quarterback last year, and then when the Lions got to the playoffs, Teddy Bridgewater, who was coaching down in South Florida in high school football, came up on the roster at the end, and he was the backup quarterback and actually came in when Goff got injured in the playoff loss to Washington at Ford Field. So the story here is now year 3, 2nd full year after he rehabbed the injury. Can Hooker show the development to be a solid number 2 behind Goff? He is engulfed here and will be sacked. Loss of a couple of yards on that one. Terrell Edwards in there along with Caleb Murphy.
Yeah, in a perfect world, as Hooker dips underneath the defender here, he would straighten back up and see if he could make a throw. You could see never really got a chance to get reset and make that throw. But one of the things that I'm excited about with this Detroit Lions offense, they have a lot of great stuff anyway, is the fact that we now know that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be playing a lot at the same time as David Montgomery. A season ago, they had 11 snaps together on the field at the same time. So you're talking about a lot more offense out there to go along with Amon-Ra St. Brown and all the different people that they've got, Sam Laporta, on and on and on. So this is an offense that I think, has a chance to be even better if that offensive line's good.
Yeah, it's such a key for them with those changes on the inside. Punt out of bounds. Chargers take over at the 28. Premier League back live on NBC USA, streaming on Peacock. Great opening weekend. The defending champs Liverpool and Bournemouth, USA on the 15th, and then on the 17th, Man United taking on their rivals Arsenal at Old Trafford. NBC and Peacock. So Rebecca Lowe, the team, as the preseason tour of America has rolled on. The summer tour of Premier League. They were in Chicago earlier this week. Matter of fact, they were at the Bears camp at Hallis Hall. Manchester United on Wednesday. Crisscross of football and football. Miller Hines, the pitch to the 35-yard line. Naheem is pushed out of bounds. Got the toss from DJ Uiagalelei, who is in at quarterback. It's like a Southwest Airlines boarding card. Florida State, Clemson, Oregon State. 3 connections to get him through college. When he was at Clemson, we saw him in a game of all games. A big battle with #1 Clemson at Notre Dame. He had a fabulous game filling in for Trevor Lawrence. Chris, I remember walking out of that stadium that night with Tony Dungy thinking, this guy's can't-miss prospect. Didn't go for him as well towards the end of college, and now here he is in the NFL with an opportunity to prove it on this Chargers roster. An inside run for Hassan Haskins, who takes it to the 46, but flagged down.
Offside. Defense number 53. Penalty decline. Jump the play. First down.
He's a massive guy. He really is. And when you watch him throw the ball on the field, it was every bit the velocity. I thought Trey Lance was a little bit crisper with the throws, a little more accurate.
You mean pregame tonight?
Just pregame tonight.
Okay.
But Uiagalelei clearly has the physical skill set. I think the whole experience with Florida State was kind of tough. You know, he went from, it looked like his career was really going to emerge when he was at Clemson and they were playing well and he was making big plays. So I think that, one more time, we're talking about can Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman get another young, athletic quarterback ready. And I don't know if they can or not, but the odds are probably better with this team and this coaching staff because of their history of doing it than it would be with somebody else.
Nice looking throw there to Brendan Rice.
Oh, he can sizzle it. He can throw it. I mean, these quarterbacks now are so big. And you go down on the field and you look at them, and they're just the presence of those guys. I guess you have to be to survive in this league anymore.
6'4", 252, and this is a big bruising back as well in Haskins, taking it to the 32-yard line.
Haskins was sort of the 4th running back a season ago, 135 snaps at running back, and you get desperate. As a runner, and in preseason, you're the 4th running back. That means you're maybe in, you're maybe out, and so you're going to see.
Dan Jackson, the 7th-round pick out of Georgia, got run over by Haskins. There he is again, bouncing to the outside. Lions over there. So not a good showing with the turnover, short fields. The score looks a little bit different than maybe it would have if the Chargers had longer fields to go, but it will be something to build on for Kelvin Shepard, the new defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Aaron Glenn, who was the defensive coordinator, is now the Jets head coach. And there is Shepard. Learn how to cover his mouth and call the plays now.
I'm going to tell you, there's a couple of guys you get on the phone and get ready for these games, and they kind of get you fired up. Kelvin Shepard's one of those guys. And he's so young. He's only, 7 years removed from the field itself, only 4 years in coaching.
Uiagalelei with a shot to Caprio Boodle in coverage. The flags come down on the pass intended for Jalen Johnson. Yeah, Chris, he's 37 years old.
Pass interference. Defense number 17. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
But Aaron Glenn was the defensive coordinator. But already a couple of years ago, you started seeing the writing on the wall. He was getting interviews. Eventually, they knew he was going to get a head coaching job, and he did. But 2 years ago, Dan Campbell came to Aaron Glenn and said, look, we've got to start getting this guy, Kelvin Shepard, ready to be a coordinator. So they started putting more assignments on him. They let him get up in front of the team, do installs. And he was the guy that then was given the game plan on first and second down. And they just kept playing add-on because they knew eventually they were going to have to make a change. And Dan Campbell, I think, had already made up his mind who it was going to be.
Vidal, the inside run to the 2-yard line. That's such a good point about Aaron Glenn. He had 14 different interviews, a couple with the same team in different years, but 14 interviews. So Dan Campbell knew we had to find somebody, and it's so great when it's a guy in-house so you can keep the continuity going.
And Aaron Glenn had an interest in taking him as well, right? And no big surprise there. As a matter of fact, Ben Johnson talked about it.
Well, that's a good sign that he's a good candidate, right?
And both of those guys said, look, we both want you, but Dan's never letting you go. And that proved to be very true.
Patterson in the back, tries to push it towards the goal line. And Jared Patterson looks to be shy for the moment. Yes, it's marked that way by the down judge coming in. Jared Patterson at the University of Buffalo once had a 409-yard, 8-touchdown game on the ground. What do you think of this Lions defense this year? Obviously, we're not seeing any of their starters. Hutchinson coming back. What are the things that top of mind for you with that group?
Well, the biggest thing, I think, is that they're going to be better in the secondary. I thought they really came up short with injuries at the end of the season. They love DJ Reed. He's the one that they really went after.
Vidal's pulled back. Combination of Keneally in there with Tyson Russell. A couple undrafted free agents. It'll be 4th and goal.
So just so many injuries a season ago, and it was to key players. You know, we've already talked some about Aiden Hutchinson, but it was, you know, right down the list. It was some of their big star players. Carlton Davis ultimately out of that secondary. Enos Rickstraw, who was a high draft pick for them. And they ended up playing guys that they're not even on the roster now. They're not even here. And it just got to be too much in the playoffs.
Running for the edge and getting in is Vidal, just breaking the plane as Jackson went over to try to make the tackle, and it's 33-7. With the Chargers on top.
And I know in Detroit there's going to be a temptation to write about this game. And it's, you know, okay, it's not what they're used to. They're used to big wins going the other way. This game means nothing. I hate to say it that way, but it means something to the players.
Right.
But as far as evaluating what the Detroit Lions are going to be, these aren't the guys, right, that are going to be playing. So
they played no starters on the defensive side. It was Ian Keneally over there trying to make the stop along with Anthony Pittman. Dicker on to add the extra point. Great night for the Chargers. So we go all the way to 3.5 minutes left in the game, and you tell me that it doesn't matter?
Matters to me.
It matters to us. Okay, good. Thank you so much.
With less pain and swelling from active psoriatic arthritis, imagine being a million miles away. With Tremfya, less joint pain, stiffness, and swelling is possible. Some patients even felt less fatigued. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
There was a tree down in the woods, the prettiest tree that you ever did see. Now the tree has roots that need water to grow jobs, grow skills, make the whole world go. Make the green grass grow all around, make the green grass grow all around.
At JP Morgan Chase, the investments we make help make businesses happen, that make jobs happen, that make communities happen. Together, we make momentum happen.
Stitch Fix is so convenient. You go through the style quiz. What is your fit? What's your style?
It's upon you to decide how much you're spending.
There's no subscription. If I look good, I feel good. And Stitch Fix does that for me.
Stitch Fix, online personal styling for everyone.
It is time for football.
Holy smokes! I love y'all!
The Premier League is back. It's go time. We're talking defending champs Liverpool, August 15th on USA. And then Manchester United versus Arsenal, August 17th on NBC and Peacock. The Premier League, August 15th and 17th. You're welcome.
Earlier tonight, Pro Football Hall of Fame presented Chris Spielman with a $25,054 donation for the Stephanie Spielman Fund for Breast Cancer Research, which has raised more than $26 million in the fight against breast cancer. Ohio legend, Lion legend. Stephanie was so special, such a wonderful person, and Chris has continued to be so dedicated to that. Works in the Lions front office, does a tremendous job. A fine gesture from the Pro Football Hall of Fame for one of the good people and a legend in these parts as well. Returned there by Jacoby Keeney James. Final couple of minutes to two entertaining head coaches who we're seeing here tonight.
Like Moses, I'm gonna die leaning on my staff.
I've mentioned this before. I do massive power workouts in the shower. We can't do the Ron Burgundy, you know? We can't just continue to read off the teleprompter. We got to grow. He's the opposite of a house plant. I mean, he is pure corn.
Those guys are pure gold for the writers who cover them on a regular basis. Jacob Sailor's the carry there. I mean, it's every day. They walk into the press room, you don't know what you're going to get, but you get something really good from both.
Yeah, you have no idea. And I always think back to Dan Campbell, and everybody was poking fun about biting kneecaps and all that.
That opening press conference?
Yeah. But what we have seen out of this guy is an amazing job of not just coaching and X's and O's, but the way that he brings that team together. And now Jim Harbaugh is doing the exact same thing with this Chargers team. And we were sort of joking around with him, and you could see this game. It's not impossible that these two get back when we're still working in February.
Hooker keeps it there for a couple of yards. It's a great study in coaching, right? Because these guys are both veteran NFL players. Former players don't always work as head coaches, but these guys have continued their player passion, and it bleeds all through the organization.
There's no question that these guys, when they talk about their respective head coaches, there is just a real passion. And I think that the love that they have for the game itself bleeds over into that locker room.
No doubt.
And Dan Campbell made a really interesting comment to us. He said, you know, we can kind of work with anybody, any sort of personality, player type, body type, whatever. He said, but if you're not a worker, you're not a grinder, and you're not after it, it won't work here.
That's right.
We got to get rid of you.
You're so right. 2-minute warning here as you're watching the Pro Football Hall of Fame game presented by Novartis.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
In a Jurassic world, every Jeep vehicle is Jurassic rated. Experience open-air freedom for all. Unsurpassed towing, no matter what it is. Or a third row to fit in all the adventure. Jeep. Jurassic World Rebirth.
Right now, with Employee Pricing Plus, purchase and get an average of $8,177 below MSRP on 2025 Jeep Gladiator, Rubicon, and Mojave models. Hurry, this great offer will become extinct July 31st.
Ladies and gentlemen, our departure has been delayed.
Yes! Are you kidding me, man? Why are you so happy?
I'm watching the game.
Seriously?
Yeah.
with NFL Plus.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL Plus.
Unfortunately, our flight has been delayed another hour.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach.
MVP! Man, we come to dominate. That's it. Don't stop now.
Ah, yeah, that song is back. This October, the NBA is coming home to NBC and streaming on Peacock.
John Test still got it.
Well, our Sunday Night Football family has grown. Our great producer, Rob Hyland, and his wonderful wife, Lindsay, the proud parents of Robert Francis Hyland V, Bo Hyland, born last Friday. So wrapping up his first week, watching his first NFL game tonight. We are so thrilled for Rob and Lindsay, two of the best people in the producer chair in this TV industry. And Bo, well, I guess you can say they produced a great kid there.
I don't know whether to start with a stud or beautiful. It's
right?
A little combination platter there.
We will have Rob back with us to start our season, but we are so thrilled for Rob and Lindsay. That pass is taken away. Spectacular takeaway by Miles Purchase on the intended catch for Dominic Lovett, and Purchase goes to the 35-yard line. A fifth turnover for the Lions on the night. What a play, to put an exclamation point on this one, for the Chargers, the rookie free agent out of Iowa State.
I don't think I've ever seen a play like that. I mean, it looked like it was a catch all the way, and the ball was just taken right out of his hands. Wow. Stunning interception by Miles Purchase.
Ripped it right out of his arms. Took it back. A nice return as well to the 35-yard line. And the Chargers will take a couple of knees here and wrap up this season. Well, as we were saying, we send Rob and Lindsay our best congratulations to Bo. Bo has not only great parents, but terrific pair of sisters, and Audrey and Chloe, going to raise him right.
Yeah, and Rob, time to go back to work now.
Not yet. No, you give it a couple weeks, but I can report. I have an update.
Yeah.
Bo has already been put to sleep by us. Bo did watch a little bit of the game tonight, and we put him to sleep.
You know, I hate to say it, but I have probably been told a million times that I put people to sleep every single Sunday night. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're welcome.
Well, we're honored to do that again for everybody here this year. Give me a sentence or two here about what we saw tonight, Chris. Why don't we start with the Chargers and Trey Lance?
I think Trey Lance really made a statement tonight, and then to come out in the second half and continue on. But just the technique and the poise and the ability to sort of put what was a bit of a slow start to his career behind him and play like that tonight. If this game meant anything to anybody, it was a statement that he made tonight.
They'll continue their preseason against New Orleans, then the Rams in SoFi, and then at San Francisco. And do you want anybody in Detroit to not panic just yet?
Don't panic. You have not seen any stars on a football field yet.
Lions preseason will continue in Atlanta, and then they have Miami and Houston at home, and they'll scrimmage with both of those teams before their games.
A lot of respect. Same here. Good luck. Good luck.
I'd love to hear those guys just talk for about 10 minutes. Just put them in a room and just talk ball and all that stuff, right?
I'm not sure you want to talk to Dan Campbell right now.
No, not right now. I didn't say right now.
He's a guy, he's so competitive. It's wearing on him, I promise you that. But in the grand scheme, if you don't play your stars, you don't expect too much.
But it's the habits of 5 turnovers and all that kind of stuff that matters the most. Jared Goff. We'll see the Lions open up against the Packers at Lambeau, a place where they have had success over the last few years, winning in Wisconsin the last 3 years. And then they'll get a visit from Ben Johnson and the Bears in week 2. Of course, the Chargers, as many of you know, open the season in Sao Paulo in Brazil as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Brazil game did produce the team that went on to win the Super Bowl last year in Philadelphia as Philly played Green Bay. Of course, that one of the big stories in the NFL, Kansas City trying to match Buffalo of the early 90s and go to 4 consecutive Super Bowls. Lions trying to get to their very first Super Bowl.
You know, it's really interesting when they do those international games now, the fans know what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
And the jerseys and the following that this game now has internationally in South America and Europe, all over. It's really exciting. It really is. I look forward to the day where we begin to see those international teams start to emerge and we have a true worldwide Super Bowl.
No, we always looking forward to this game because it's such a special weekend. As we said, come back to the birthplace of the league, the auto dealership in 1920, with the idea that has now become this massive entertainment entity that the National Football League is. It all started here in Canton, Ohio, and Trey Lance had a standout night. And standing by now with Melissa Stark.
Yeah, well, Mike and Chris, he told us earlier this week he was the most excited player to play in this game. Did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It's just great to play football again. Shout out to the defense, obviously, after that one. Man, it's fun to get the ball short field all the time. And, yeah, definitely fun to just be back out on the field.
Well, there's a backup quarterback battle in Los Angeles. And Chris Collinsworth said he thought you made a huge statement tonight. What kind of case do you think you made for yourself?
I'm just going to keep trying to get better, try to build on this. And we got 3 more of these. So hopefully get a lot of opportunity to get on the field in these next 3 and just try to build on tonight.
What's the biggest thing you've learned in the quarterback room with Justin Herbert?
It's been a lot of fun. He's a fun guy to be around, and I think we play the game, have a very similar style of play. He can get out and run a lot more than I realized, honestly, until I've been around him. He's a great athlete and obviously can make every throw on the field, so it's been a ton of fun learning from him and just being able to spend time around him.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you the rest of the way. We'll be watching.
Thank you so much.
Mike?
Melissa Stark, thank you. Here in Stark County, Ohio, a big night for Trey Lance and the Chargers. Well, this is the first of the preseason games, 49 of them in all, and then we get going 5 weeks from tonight with the opener, the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles from South Philly, and then we shuffle to Buffalo for the Sunday night opener. Season 20 of Sunday Night Football begins with the last 2 MVPs, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, of course, a rematch of their playoff game. All presented by YouTube TV, the kickoff weekend in the NFL. Let's start with the game in South Philly and new coach for the Cowboys. A lot of familiar faces in green for the Birds.
Yeah, and it's good to have Dak Prescott back for the Dallas Cowboys. They sort of got blown out in the 2 games against the Eagles. Dak didn't play in either one of those games. But Philadelphia, I don't know what else you can say about Jalen Hurts. The guy's played in 2 Super Bowls. He's had 1 bad play. He had the fumble in the 1 Super Bowl, and it was a tough one. But he came right back and was incredible against the Kansas City Chiefs. The way they run it, the way they play defense. They have lost some really good players on the defensive side. How quickly can Vic Fangio get that back together?
And Brian Schottenheimer now taking over the Dallas Cowboys, so he's a part of that rivalry. Guy who's been there with that offense the last couple of years. Excited to see what he has as he gets his head coaching opportunity. And then Buffalo, they have that new stadium that is pretty much built. They're finishing it off inside. This is the last season in that old stadium, and it starts with a bang with Lamar Jackson against Josh Allen. Just got to throw him out there and say, let's go, boys.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And Josh Allen, of course, winning his first ever MVP. Congratulations. Got married as well. It's a great year for him. But this is going to be one of those matchups that truly does come down to these 2 quarterbacks. And Lamar Jackson in the big moments, and when he gets matched up, he has a way of just turning it on. In the matchup that we saw a season ago, it was, in fact, Lamar Jackson and that offense that really took over. So when 2 of the best, they were 1-2 in the MVP balloting, then I'm talking about one heck of an opening weekend for us. I mean, if you asked me to pick out the 2 games we wanted, those were definitely the game.
Just some tremendous games to start season 106 in the National Football League, the 20th season of Sunday Night Football. And as we mentioned before, our privilege to bookend the season, starting here at the Hall of Fame game, starting with game 1 in Philadelphia, and then taking it all the way to Super Bowl number 60. It has been a difficult week for the folks in the National Football League, and the way we started our night, we should end our night as well. And the folks who work in the league office in New York, we are thinking of you and have you in our hearts, in addition to the victims of the shooting on Monday.
Love you all.
Yeah, the people in this league who help make possible what you see every week around the country. You're in our hearts and thoughts here as we go on and continue with the games and start the NFL season. Everybody gets a preseason game next week. Coming up next here on your NBC station, except on the West Coast, it is your local news. With Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, Terry McCauley, Mike Tirico. Good night from Canton.
NBC Sports, celebrating its 20th season of Sunday Night Football. Thank you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Tonight, Chipotle gave away free guac for National Avocado Day. The deal looked great at first, but after an hour, it was disgusting.
We have Spike Lee, Zane Lowe, and a July recap.
I hope that it went well for you, not like, oh, look at these two. That's your thyroid.
The Willis Knighton Physician Network provides many benefits to its physicians.
How have you been since your last visit? Working out, trying to lose a few pounds. That's good.
But the biggest benefit is...
How are you?
It allows them to focus on you.
Now it's time for me to check your lymph nodes, okay?
Because one smile can make a world of difference, and one doctor can do a world of good. Willis Knighton Physician Network. Care to change your world.
Tired of high-interest credit cards draining your wallet? Let's do the math. $10,000 on a 31% retail card. That's over $3,000 a year in interest. At POE's low 6.99% rate, that's $200 in monthly savings.
POE, the first card I grab.
Wherever you go, take POE.
Even I have my own POE card.
Consolidate today, save tomorrow. POE Federal Credit Union. Do the math.
POE. Did you know Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating?
Is it weird seeing yourself on TV?
It's my job, isn't it? To let people know that Geico's more than just savings.
Certainly have our cat's attention.
Whoa. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it appears so.
Well, they just love great customer service.
Customer service, right.
They only get this excited for wet food. You know?
No.
Guys, he's right here.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico. Watch NBC6 weeknights with Chief Meteorologist Todd Warren. And now, your Weather Authority forecast first. Brought to you by Todd Shore's McClarty Ford.
Well, thunderstorms have banded across the Arklatex. We still have a little bit of rain over the southern edge of the region, which is wrapping up. Temperatures, for the most part, have settled into the mid to upper 70s. And as we go through the day tomorrow, another possibility for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will begin in the low to middle 70s, with daytime highs warming into the low to middle 90s. That's a quick look at your Todd Shores McClarty Ford forecast first. NBC 6 News at 10 begins right now.
Now, from your community, local news that matters. This is NBC 6 News at 10.
Good evening, and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Dan Jovic.
And I'm Jackie Jovic. The Shreveport Police Department celebrates the opening of its first substation.
NBC 6's Lynn Vance was there for the ribbon-cutting ceremony and shares our top story tonight.
The raising of the flag signaled the imminent opening of a new Shreveport Police substation on Monkhouse, the first new substation supported by bonds passed by citizens.
Welcome. This is a great day for Shreveport. It's a great day for District F, and it's a great day for all of the people of Shreveport.
Police Chief Wayne Smith pointed out this building is the first to be built specifically to house police officers. It's located near the gateway to the city, Shreveport Regional Airport.
This is now a permanent home of some 78 plus police officers, 40 plus police cars, and all kinds of other equipment.
Captain Matthew Prunty will be in charge of the new substation and its officers. He said patrol cars being located on Monkhouse will decrease wear and tear on the vehicles and increase response times.
One of the credits for being at this location is the I-20 corridor. Here we go again with the response time. We have this interstate right here to get us to and fro quicker than we could from coming from downtown.
The new Shreveport Police Traffic Bureau was also built just down the street from the substation. It's the new home for traffic officers, and it contains a state-of-the-art DUI processing center.
We're going to continue to ensure we meet the needs of our community. And that means modernizing.
Lynn Vance, NBC6.
The substation being built on North Market Street will be the next to open. Construction is scheduled to be complete by November.
Bossier Sheriff's deputies are asking for the public's help in finding this man, 18-year-old Kevin Wayne Hardman III.
He's wanted on several felony charges: aggravated kidnapping, armed robbery, extortion, and contributing to the delinquency of juveniles. If you have any information on where he may be, call the Bossier Sheriff's Office.
Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of Kendrick Jones. He's accused of brutally beating his dating partner on July 6th on Henry Street in Shreveport, hitting her repeatedly in the face with brass knuckles. Police say when two teens tried to stop him from attacking the woman, they were injured in the process.
Jones is charged with 2 counts of domestic abuse, battery with child endangerment, and battery of a dating partner with a dangerous weapon. If you know where he is, call Crime Stoppers at 318-673-7373. Former Shreveport City Council Clerk Shanerica Flemings will now have her discrimination lawsuit against the city heard in federal court. Court documents show the case was reassigned to federal court last week. It was previously scheduled to be heard in Caddo District Court.
Flemings previously filed charges of discrimination with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and received the go-ahead to pursue federal discrimination charges. Flemings was fired in September of 2023 by a majority vote from City Council. She filed a discrimination suit in June of last year. Well, Military Matters in a bill from the U.S. Senate is seeking to give the Red River Army Depot the means to produce drones for the military. The Sky Foundry Act of 2025 would establish a facility at the depot to produce unmanned aircraft.
According to the Texas Comptroller, the Red River Army Depot provides more than 3,500 jobs and has an economic impact of $1.6 billion. Local leaders say sustaining the depot is vital to the regional economy and national security.
Red River Army Depot throughout my lifetime has been a source of pride for my family and for this community. We have a deep sense of patriotism because we know that we're doing important work to protect our country and to protect our soldiers.
The legislation was brought forth by Texas Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn and Arkansas Senators John Boozman and Tom Cotton.
A new Louisiana law is targeting slow drivers. It says if you're not passing, stay out of the left lane.
And it's not just common courtesy. It can now result in a ticket. Starting August 1st, driving slowly in the passing lane could cost you money, and Shreveport police say it could also cost lives.
That left lane is designed for passing, and individuals that are driving slower than the speed limit in that lane are actually causing more traffic accidents. And unfortunately, in a couple of these cases, they've resulted in fatality accidents.
If you're caught violating the new law, it could cost you up to $200.
NBC6 salutes the badge, and we want to congratulate Corporal Ricky Anderson from the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office. The Louisiana Sheriff's Association named him the Deputy of the Year.
He was honored at a ceremony on Tuesday during the annual training conference held in Destin, Florida. Corporal Anderson has spent more than 30 years as a Caddo deputy and was recognized for his work on a fentanyl death case. Once again, congratulations.
Safety Matters in the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office is doing its part to ensure students and staff at Bossier schools are safe. Today, resource officers participated in a rigorous active shooter training.
Deputies were fully immersed, firing blank rounds with sound effects playing on speakers and actors playing students and perpetrators. Superintendent Jason Rowland says it's a blessing to have dedicated officers at Bossier schools.
We are blessed to have these skilled professionals within the Bossier Parish school system that keep our schools safe. We have 40 SRO officers located all around Bossier Parish, and literally a blessing and a forward-thinking move on our parish about keeping our schools, keeping our students, and also keeping our community safe.
Every public school in Bossier Parish has at least one armed police officer, and every high school has 2.
The Bossier Parish School Board teams up once again with the Bossier Chamber of Commerce for the annual Pack the Bus School Supply Drive.
They were at the Walmart on Airline Drive collecting donations and encouraging businesses to donate to benefit Bossier schools. Chamber of Commerce has been hosting these supply drives since 2019.
It's a great opportunity for us to help our public education system and also for us to equip teachers for the school year. So it's a great community event and a great way to just say, hey, school's about to be back and we're ready.
If you'd like to donate, they're accepting school supplies and monetary donations at the Chamber office on Benton Road.
Now, coming up, the unique challenges that minorities in America face when it comes to mental health. Look at some of the solutions just ahead.
Plus, a single lightning flash that traveled more than 500 miles across the central United States. How scientists track this record-breaking mega flash. Todd?
Well, Jackie, we did see the thunderstorms roll across the Arklatex today. Another shot for the scattered thunderstorms returns tomorrow and Saturday. I'll have the latest on how much more rain we could see across the area in your forecast coming up next.
This portion of NBC6 News brought to you by Todd Shore's McClarty Ford.
We make it a great day every day. Early start, late finish. Weekdays, join us for a closer look at what's happening in the Arklatex with a spotlight on local businesses, events, trends, and hidden gems. Plus, we'll cook up tasty dishes and drinks you can make at home. Loving Living Local is filled with fun, and you're invited. Watch across these stations on your schedule.
For all your tractor and equipment needs, explore a wide variety of New Holland mid-range tractors, compacts, and products. Come see us at the Nortex Tractor in DeKalb or Texarkana. New name, new location in DeKalb. Same ownership and values.
1, 2, 3.
Is this too much to ask for? A family. A future. A home where it all unfolds. We don't think so. So we're changing the way homes are built, helping you save up to 50% on annual energy bills. So you can put what matters more within reach. E-Built by Clayton. New, attainable homes, a fraction of the cost of living.
Come find your new E-Built dream home at Bear Creek Modular in Shreveport or at bearcreekmodular.com.
Get ahead on your hunting season with a visit to the Simmons Sporting Goods tent sale. Save $300 on an Anderson Utility AR-15 5.56 NATO, just $399.99. Settle the score with any Ruger American Gen 2 rifle, only $599.99. Dominate primitive season with a CBA Scout V3 rifle with a 3 to 12 by 56 rifle scope, now $599.99. We're open 8:30 to 6 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sunday. Get 12 months same as cash or shop SimmonsSportingGoods.com.
Oh, the pain was strong, and I took about 10, 12 steps, and it hit hard. I was afraid because you don't know what's happening. It got stronger and stronger. It had control, and you just stopped. There was a lot of prayer inside of me going on. I was praying, thanking him for his presence and to get me through it, and just, Lord, be with me.
On the 700 Club, Friday at 11 a.m. News everywhere you are. KTALnews.com. KTAL News Now. And on social media.
Explore a wide variety of excavators, mini excavators, compact track loaders, and skid steer loaders at Nortex Tractor in DeKalb or Texarkana. New name, new location in DeKalb, same ownership and values.
Watch NBC6 weekday mornings with Josh Marcis.
Might look like something from science fiction, but this animation shows a very real lightning flash. One single continuous electrical discharge stretched more than 515 miles across the central United States from East Texas to near Kansas City, Missouri.
This lightning flash is now officially recognized by the World Meteorological Organization as the longest ever recorded. It happened in 2017 during a large and complex thunderstorm system, but the full scale has only now been confirmed.
We call these flashes, which are above 100 kilometers in horizontal extent, mega flashes, because they are essentially much larger than ordinary lightning flashes. They're much more impactful and much more potentially hazardous to the general public compared to just a regular random given flash.
That's really interesting. Scientists made a discovery after reanalyzing data collected by NOAA's GO-16 weather satellite using improved software tools.
And now, your weather authority, Todd Warren, certified the most accurate forecast in the Arklatex.
Well, today some strong thunderstorms rolled across much of the Arklatex. One such location, DeKalb, Texas. Here's a time lapse from the Nortex tractor camera location of that storm moving into DeKalb. Watch the flag, especially when the rain gets heavy. It whips pretty good with the gusty winds with that thunderstorm as it moved through DeKalb. And you can see probably the peak of the wind right in there. And you can see the trees kind of bouncing in the gusty winds as well. All those thunderstorms have pretty much wrapped up across the area as we have just a few showers wrapping up over the southern sections of the Arklatex, but we're pretty much done with the rain tonight. We got quite a bit of rain today. You can see these pockets of yellow and orange. That's where the radar indicates 2 to almost 4 inches of rain fell. That includes 2 to 3 plus inches of rain on the Arkansas side of Texarkana. Shreveport got missed by most of the rain. You can see a few pockets of the 2 to 3 inches of rain over parts of northwest Louisiana as well. And we got another shot of seeing some rain. Of course, we did see the strong thunderstorm wind gusts, 56 miles per hour, the peak gust around the area in DeQueen. Gust front, as it moved through Shreveport, produced a 44 miles per hour gust at the regional airport, 53 mile per hour gust at the downtown airport. And you can see the rest of the area saw those gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour. Again, we're pretty much done with the rain tonight. As we look at the ACRRR model, we should be quiet during the nighttime hours tonight under a mostly clear sky. And as we switch to Robinson to Futurecast, it is possible we could see some more scattered thunderstorms roll across the area tomorrow. Probably the heaviest and most widespread thunderstorm activity will be over East Texas and northwest Louisiana. This activity will wind down as we go through tomorrow evening. And then Saturday, once again, a possibility for some more rain. You can see the scattered storms developing, especially over East Texas and northwest Louisiana, as we have frontal boundary which is making its way through the area, which will work to cool us off. Temperature in Texarkana tomorrow will be more than 10 degrees cooler than what it was today. As far as rainfall potential, it does look like much of the area, light blue, that's a less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. So much of the area probably won't get much, but we will get a few of those pockets where a couple of inches of rain will be a possibility. Chances of that happening probably highest over the southern sections of the Arklatex from now through Saturday. So your forecast for tonight looks like this. We will see a mostly cloudy sky. Again, a scattered thunder shower possible, but we're pretty much done with the rain tonight with a low temperature, low 70s north, mid 70s across East Texas and northwest Louisiana. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at a mostly cloudy sky. Again, a pretty good shot for those scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. 94 degrees for the high temperature in Shreveport, 91 in Texarkana, 95 degrees in Carthage. And your 10-day forecast shows that we will see temperatures below normal basically tomorrow through Monday. As normal high this time of year, 95. We'll be at 90 Saturday, slight chance of rain Monday. And then we start to heat up again with daytime highs warming back up into the upper 90s. Overnight lows will mainly be in the middle 70s. That's a look at your forecast. We'll be back with more news and sports after this.
Watch NBC6 weekday mornings with Fernanda Hernandez.
Lazy Boy's spreading comfort with tax savings across our entire lineup. Save up to 50% on relaxation. Plus, we'll cover your sales tax or get 0% interest for 36 months. Relax with amazing deals on recliner, sofa, sectionals, and more. Visit your local Lazy Boy store today.
I always have the people in the story at the front of my mind.
Our community is completely devastated.
And not just be here to cover it while the news is breaking, but you want to also be here after.
It doesn't even seem real.
No, it's a bad dream.
You want to get the information out fast, but the victims always come first.
Now their family can get some closure.
Hello, I'm Jorge Ventura, and I'm a national correspondent for News Nation.
I'm Xavier Walton, national correspondent for News Nation.
I'm Brian Enton, senior national correspondent for News Nation.
At News Nation, putting people first is what we're all about.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to ride, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose.
Honor
duty, service. These are more than words to some who put their lives in harm's way to protect our neighborhoods. And here at NBC6, we want to do more than just say thank you. Each Wednesday night, we share stories of service and perseverance from our local first responders, showcasing the men and women who go above and beyond and those making a positive impact outside of the uniform. Watch Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock as we salute the badge every week. And we're proud to say we've been doing it for a decade. Brought to you by your good neighbor, Chevy Dealers.
Basketball.
This fall, the NBA is coming home to NBC and streaming on Peacock.
John Test still got it.
Lazy Boy's spreading comfort with tax savings across our entire lineup. Save up to 50% on relaxation. Plus, we'll cover your sales tax or get 0% interest for 36 months. Relax with amazing deals on recliner, sofa, sectionals, and more. Visit your local Lazy Boy store today.
Certified the most accurate forecast 13 years in a row.
You're watching NBC6 News at 10.
July is National Mental Health Awareness Month.
NBC6's Melody Newsom talked with an expert about the challenges.
Mental health can affect everyone, but for minorities, it can be even more taxing, according to health experts. Dr. Juliana Fort says there are many factors that act as triggers for mental health issues.
I think because there often can be microaggressions or barriers to employment or perceived or actual mistreatment, I think that can lead to, feelings of trauma and can increase specifically the rates of depression, anxiety, or even using substances to try to deal with these issues, that affect them.
Angela Seitz, a behavioral specialist, spoke to the Caddo Parish Commission about the importance of treating women of color during their meeting back in May.
When you all see us, you see this strong woman, or you may see when we say things and say what we mean, this angry black woman. So what I do is I work with women to help them understand their emotions.
Despite having a mental illness, specialists try to make their patients see that they can accomplish their goals just like everyone else.
Mental illness is very common and that it can be courageous and you can be proud if you can still figure out ways to live and accomplish things, despite your mental illness. So I think helping them to see that people can be a success even with a mental illness.
For more information and resources, she says please visit Mental Health America to help anyone in need. Melody Newsom, NBC6 News.
All right, Melody, thank you. Coming up in sports, Grambling's Mickey Joseph is tackling the NIL world.
And Saints center Will Clapp is back for another stint in New Orleans. Why he feels he's a different player this time around.
Hey everyone, Spike Lee is my guest tonight. Plus, we have Zane Lowe, stand-up comedy from Olivia Carter. It's a great show tonight.
An official message from Medicare.
Trey, slide through, baby. Hey, let me tell y'all niggas something, nigga.